Hey guys, Nick Holding here, aka DVD Collector 96, and welcome to a new video on my YouTube channel. Okay guys, so welcome to a new vlog. One of my goals definitely for this new year 2024 is to be more organized and to definitely be recording way more vlogs, like going to the movies, going to Walmart sometimes to pick up physical media, things like that. I need to figure it out. Mostly the ones that I did last year was vlogs about me going to watch movies and the Friends experience and things like that. So something around that tone of TV shows and movies. So today I have to be honest, a moment of honesty right now. Yesterday I was at work and the new Mean Girls 2024 musical movie was going to premiere original on Wednesday. They were having an early screen called On Wednesdays We Were Pink, and I was excited for that early day. I was going to go record it, but my CMX cinema at the Dolphin Mall here in Miami, Florida, they didn't premiere the movie on Wednesday, I'm sorry. So yesterday I was going to take out a ticket because I have a free ticket as a member, and I was going to get a ticket, go to watch the movie. I get out of work at 4:30, so I was going to a 7 p.m. Premiere, sorry. And then it was raining really bad. I have to be honest here, I wasn't feeling good. I was like kind of like with flu or something like that. So I honestly got home, I saw the time, I just tried to take a nap, and it ended up being like the complete night. I completely passed out. I got in the morning, I took a shower, I got some Dayquil to get myself a little bit better. And I'm not this kind of person that I like, if I'm feeling bad, I like to like get myself busy so I can like don't be in bed. I feel like staying in bed, it's really bad, and I'm not coughing or anything like that. Again, I'm feeling great today. So I was like, you know what, let's start over again today. Let's go to the cinema today. I leave work at 4:30. I saw a function at 5:30. The Dolphin Mall is like 30 minutes away from where I work, so I did my pre-order of the ticket. Again, it was free, $0. And right now, can I talk today? Sorry. Right now I'm heading there. Again, this is the first vlog of this new year 2024, and this is actually the first movie that I'm going to see at the movie theaters. The first movie that I watched was Sick Day with Nina Dobrev, and this is the actual very first that I'm going to watch at the movie theater, maybe around my movie 10 or 11 on this year 2024. I did a list last year, guys, about all the movies that I saw on 2023, so I'm kind of figuring out if I want to do that video, like all the movies that I saw back on 2023. I'm still thinking about it, but for now, the one that I'm planning for today is like this vlog of the new Mean Girl movie. Basically, I'm going to record a few clips of me going there. I'm going to show you a little bit the mall, how it looks. It's going right now to get transformed. I go to one on Miami Lakes, which is CMX as well. These are the people that owns Cine Bistro. So the CMX on Miami Lakes, which used to be the Cine Club that I used to go when I came first to the country, that one, it looks great, and it has the pretty comfortable seats and everything. This one that I'm going to there at the Dolphin Mall, they go into remodelation. Last time that I went to watch Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, they were going through this, and half of the cinema was closed down. I'm not that hungry, but every time I go to the cinema, I crave some popcorns and soda. And of course, I get points as members, and I get free tickets. I get $5 discounts on food when I get to a certain amount of points, so it's always useful to get that. So yeah, basically the first part of the vlog is going to be this, and after I get out of the cinema, I don't want to make a super long video. I'm going to tell you guys what did I think about the movie. I print a little paper here that I have in my pocket with key information that I think you all need to know before you go to see the Mean Girls new musical movie. So I will see you in a second once I get to the Dolphin Mall. Okay, so I just made it to the mall. I'm a little bit late. Thankfully, parking lot wasn't a pain, and for the mall, it's sometimes a pain, but I made it. I'm going to get some popcorns and get to see my movie. Hey guys, so one of the things, even if I got my ticket early, this is CMX, so I always take a screenshot of the email they sent me. There is a QR there, and now I need to go to the cinema and ask some of them to print my physical ticket so I can show it to the guy like handling the door to get to where the movies are showing. I used to keep them because they used to be better quality, but now it's just like a regular paper that if I keep it inside of one of my Blu-ray or Steelbooks, that the ink is going to fade away, so I don't keep them anymore. Like I told you, this one is going to remodelations. It's the same people that handle Cinebistro. It's just called CMX now. It used to be Cinecop, but now it's just CMX. Glad that they still keep it here. This is the next, the closer one to my house. I prefer the Miami Lakes one, but it's like 20-something minutes drive, and I can just come. This one is at a mall, so that's something that you have to have in mind before you drive all the way here. So Aquaman is showing now. That's the last one I saw last year at the movie theaters. Anyone by You, I'm interested in seeing that one. I did the pre-order already for the Blu-ray, and the one that we're here for, Mean Girls the musical. So they have like this cool stand right here that you can put yourself inside the Mean Girls book and just like a picture on it. And they have this beautiful Wonka right here. Guys, if you haven't watched Wonka just yet, go do yourself a favor. It's super good. But we're here for Mean Girls, so I will let you guys know what do I think about Mean Girls. Okay, so I just made it back home from watching the movie. Let's go first giving the movie a number. This movie for me was a 7 out of 10. So, for this new Mean Girls edition, it basically follows the same story as the original one. So, before we go to reviewing the movie itself, I want to say that there might be a few spoilers. So, if you haven't seen the movie just yet, pause this video, continue watching it later on, or just put it back later on. So I put here on a list a few aspects that I saw it were important for me to know before I went to watch the movie, and for me to kind of know before I did the video. The first thing about this movie, this is a musical teen comedy film. That's the way it's described. Now, you have to be, if you haven't watched the original Mean Girls, basically it's high school drama with fun, with a lot of drama, like I say. So you need to be into these kind of teen movies, and you need to like them, like 10 Things I Hate About You and things like that. Those kind of movies. It follows basically the same plot as the original one did, so if you enjoy with the first one, you might enjoy this second one. And I say might because this movie is a musical. Now, for example, if you compare it to Wonka last December, Wonka is described as a musical, but it's, for me, Wonka is just a movie that have songs on it, like The Little Mermaid from Disney, for example. But this is actually a musical, like during the whole movie, I want to say 80% of the movie it's through songs. The story follows through songs, and they do sing a lot. So if you want to get to see this movie, you need to like musicals. I have heard, like, from few people that musicals do not perform that well on box offices. For example, a musical like Mamma Mia, The Greatest Showman, I love them. I love Grease. I love, like, I forgot it now. All those kind of movies, I love them. I always watch them. My mom taught me how to watch them when I was a little kid, so I do love musicals. So one of the things that excited me the most to go and watch this movie was that it was a musical. Second of all, this is a screenplay by Tina Fey, who was in the original movie as well. So it's basically, she's back to that role. She also makes a comeback to the movie, playing the same teacher. And we also have the comeback from the principal from the school, which the name is Tim Meadows. In this new version, spoiler, their husband and wife, they let you know on that on a little scene. So if you miss that scene, like, you don't get that little bit of info. So I put that. It's based on a Broadway musical of the same name. Now, I didn't know that Mean Girls was a musical. I only know Mean Girls through the 2 original movies, and yes, there is 2. A lot of people haven't watched the sequel. If I'm not mistaken, the sequel was a direct-to-video movie. I know I watched it because it was Claire Holt was part of the movie, which is Rebecca from The Vampire Diaries, or Emma from H2O, Just Add Water. So that's the first movie that I actually saw. I watched that movie, Mean Girls Part 2, and then I watched the original one, and of course I followed love of the original one. Of course, the sequel is not as good as the first one, but it's still a good movie if you enjoy that kind of teen movies. That's what I was, like, kind of explaining to you. So I put that on my notes. I put that the runtime for this movie is 1 hour and 52 minutes. I'm going to say something more about that later on. And I just realized that this film was originally planned to be a Paramount Plus exclusive streaming, and they decided to release it theatrically to see how it goes. Here on my side in Florida, they do not have a lot of functions during the days. That for a film that just premiered is kind of weird. Now, just as a curiosity, this movie premiered in January 2024, so it's been, the original one, it's from 2004, so it's 20 years later. And another big difference is the runtime. The runtime of the original Mean Girls is 1 hour and 37 minutes. So compared to this one that is 1 hour and 52, this one runs a little bit longer. Now, the movie, it stars basically, it have a lot of new scenes, of course. It stars, like, with Katie living in Africa. That's something that in the original, I think it was shown, like, by just a few clips. This one is like a whole song in the beginning saying that she's going back to school. The plastics are not introduced right away. They are introduced with a musical number, and basically follows the same plot line. This new girl gets attention from the plastics. The plastic get her on her group, and it's the same gay friend and the weird girl on the college. I'm not trying to find no one. It's just these kind of movies have, like, stereotypes, and they like to stereotype high school people. So that's why the plastics for the super cool and mean girls, the gay guy, things like that. We heard about a lot of original quotes from the original movie, like on Wednesdays we were pink, too gay to function, it's October 3rd, things like that. And on that October 3rd scene, I love that there is a little musical number behind it, and it was super cool. So basically the movie follows the same plot. This new Katie girl, she needs to get trusted from the mean girls, and they start plotting away because she gets in love with Regina George's ex-boyfriend, and basically they try to make her a fat girl, they try to ruin their relationships and things like that. And before she realizes she eats finally a plastic, she loses the really friends that she was making during her time at school. They ruin Regina George, and it basically follows the same plot. She gets so mad that in this one, for example, the big musical number, it's different from the original one, that the music stops and they it gets stuck like the cassette. In this one, she falls all over. Social media is a really big part of this movie. Like the scenes that we got in the original, that everybody's talking like, oh, Regina George is super famous. Right now it's played through social media like TikToks, Instagrams, and things like that. And one of the scenes, for example, in the original one, they caught the teacher and the bra scene. So in this one, it's a scene that she gets full wet and all her eyelashes fall down, and everybody starts getting the same scene. Even a teacher is like with coffee putting her hair and making herself look like she's wet. Tina Fey plays almost the same teacher that when you're that age you kind of hate, but when you grow up you know that they were telling you things for your own good. So that was a good touch. So basically the scene, the musical aspect of the movie, I enjoy it a lot. The only complaint that I have is that I don't think they use any kind of songs that will be like big hits. Like for example, if you watch Wonka, I've been hearing this on Spotify on repeat, all the Wonka playlists. For this one, there is no song, at least at this moment, that I'm like, oh, I want to rehear this song. Of course, I'm going to rewatch the movie. I'm hoping that it gets a physical media release, and of course at that time I'm going to rewatch it at the house. But it's not that kind of movies that I want to be rewatching and rewatching. It didn't get that. For me, I prefer just to watch the original. That is such a classic of the days. Now, big spoiler here, but big surprise. We have one of the mean girls back for this one, and it's Lindsay Lohan. The original one, there is like this math competition that they go to. Well, on this one, the judge is Lindsay Lohan, and she had a lot of quotes right there, super funny. The same scene when the group has to ask their stories, it's played through this one. I just missed the scene where she's like, I know everybody hates me, but it's not my fault that I'm so popular and everybody lets her fall. That scene wasn't show, because the scene, the weird lady gets to the stage, she tells everybody what she has done and how they were plotting against Regina George, and that gets into a big musical number, and that gets Regina George to be moved. Let's call it move. I don't want you to get in trouble with YouTube. She gets moved by a bus, and at that point in the movie, Katie needs to make amends with everybody. That's why she goes to the contest. She needs to make amends with her friends, and the movie ends again one more time with a big prom. Katie keeps the guy, the October 3rd guy. I love the character of the October 3rd guy in this time. I love the friendship between the weird girl and the gay guy. I love them. The gay guy was so funny on this movie. He had like the magic from the original one that you get to laugh. There is this scene where he's ashamed and he's like with his hoodie, hiding his face. And I love that friendship that they have. And one of the most important messages from this movie is like, at one of the scenes, Regina George is like, oh, we shouldn't be all here when she... Oh, the burn book is back, of course. The big part of the movie. And the crazy mom from Regina is back as well. So, the burn book, Regina was like, oh, we don't need... Some of us don't need to be here since we all didn't did this surrogate film. And the teacher is like, okay, guys, so just close your eyes. How many times have you talked shit about someone else? Everybody raises their hand. So the most important thing, and I have great of memories from my high school time, be nice to each other. Don't make fun of people because they look different from you. We all have our own moods. If you see me once driving on my car, I'm blasting music, and I might be singing a Wonka song, and somebody else will be like, that's for kids, and I'm like, no, that's the kind of music that I enjoy as well sometimes. So I mean, I don't care. I honestly don't care what people sing, but we do tend to make fun of people. They act different from us, and it's not good. Of course, this is comedy. Come on, we don't need to be offended if they use like the gay guy, the weird girl, the plastics. We don't need to get offended. It's just jokes. If this is not kind of your kind of movie, it can. I want to call it that it have like 10% of dark humor. So if you're not into that, just don't go and watch this movie. Basically, that's like the plot of the movie. Again, I did enjoy it, like a 7 out of 10. Of course, my ticket was free. Again, they weren't a lot of functions today. That might change in the future, or that might not. I haven't seen any news of how good the movie is making, but I did hear something about the same thing that I said about the songs, that none of the songs are so memorable that you're going to be singing it. And I have no idea if are the same songs from the musical. I want to check the musical because I didn't have an idea that existed, and as a Broadway musical, that's a big deal. And basically that, once, when I was telling you about the credits, once the credits are there, there is like this, not a post credit, like as soon as it's like directed by, it jumps to like the big dance from the prom. So if you're into that, I saw like there was only me and like 5 teenagers. I love them. Like, I have so much fun just watching their reaction, because they were jumping, and when the cute guy shows, they were like super screaming. And for example, I'm the guy that I do not get annoyed because of that, because they're enjoying the movie. That's one of the best things when you get to see movies. For example, when I went to see Avengers Endgame, just to see the reaction from people, that was beyond amazing. I like to enjoy the energy of the room, so I still love going to the movies. And if you ever think like going to the movies is dying, I seen Barbie and Oppenheimer last year. They destroyed that myth. If the movies are good and someone is making movies that people want to watch, they're going to take the time to go to the movie theaters, even if it's most comfortable to watch them through streaming, and in my case from physical media. It's better for me to wait. For example, a 3-hour long movie like Oppenheimer, I can just watch it now in my house. I have the physical media copy, and if I need to go to the restroom or whatever, I put stop and I go to the restroom. In this case, for example, I miss a scene. And funny enough, I went to the restroom just once at a scene that I thought it wasn't going to be that important, and it was the scene that it was Lindsay Lohan showing on for the first time. So I'm coming back and I'm seeing this scene of Katie like saying Mats, and then I see Lindsay Lohan. I'm like, oh wow! So I'm dying to see once I get either the digital or the physical movie that please Paramount release a physical movie. So it's weird, yes. As a collector, every movie that I like to have it as part of my collection. And this is a movie that I like. I want to give it a rewatch, and I want to have it next to my Mean Girls steelbook that I saw on Twitter. I don't know how true this is, but I think the original Mean Girls is being released on 4K for the very first time on this year. So basically that was my experience today watching the movie. I really recommend it to you guys. If you enjoyed the original one, and I don't want to compare them both because this is a musical and it basically follows the same story. So maybe some people are going to love more this one. And I think it's a fresh air for new generations to discover Mean Girls. Maybe because of this movie they go back and want to watch the original for the very first time, because you never know. Again, this was my experience watching it. I had fun. It was a different Friday night out. I got my popcorns, I got my soda, and I got to add a new movie to my brain, which I always enjoy. And my plan is I want to do a lot more vlogs. Let's see how this one goes. Please give me some love, leave me likes, comment if you saw the movie, what do you think, and if you enjoy musicals. I would love to hear that, so please let me know in the comments. But for now, that will be all for today's video. Like I always say, I hope you guys are enjoying with this new content in the channel. If you are, please let me know in the comments, leave me a like, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel so we can keep this channel growing. And see you guys again soon on a new video.
Feeling loser?